Now that we have the inner circle here this evening on this last show, I'd like to do one of the most unusual stories in storydom. It's about a hero and evil. Yeah. A hero and evil called The Bad Rapping of the Marquis de Sade.
You're making me feel self-conscious.
Marquis de Sade, as you know, was a very royal French nobleman from a very wealthy family that dug the chicks. And this cat made Pass City. As a matter of fact, they named Pasadena after this stuff. When he said, Marie, come here, and she did, boom, he fell out. He didn't like no waiting, you understand what I mean? He was a very innocent cat. As a matter of fact, there's one time when he was wanted everywhere, but he snuck in anyway. Be a wild stud, be a wild stud. He was 64 years old when he died, and he spent 23 years in the slammer. If that ain't bad rapping, you hit me. And he went to all odds and ends to prove his philosophy. He said, if you're cutting down a real crazy wild country road on a cool, pretty day, and the breeze is coming on and ricocheting a sweet perfume out of the wildflowers of life, and you feel a hallelujah call in your soul, and you swing around the corner, and there in front of a tree stands a pretty little chick with a lettuce petticoat. And you never dug her before in your life, and you walk right up to her and you say, baby, it's you and me behind the tree. And she say, no, she's going against nature. And any cat know you can't do that. Now, you can take one look at my television face. You got to know I didn't get all these miles in my puss in one lifetime. So you got to get hip to the fact that I'm a reincarnated cat. And I knew the Mark real cool. Mark is one of them cats like to enjoy. Understand? He ran a small band and get 5 or 6 chicks and a few gallons of juice and swing up a storm and neighbors get green-eyed and blow the whistle on the polecat and bad rap him ever stepped away. Now you take the case of Ella Louise, that little chambermaid chick. It's in the history. Now he knew this chick didn't have no gold, so he pressed a fin into her palm. He said, baby, let's split up to my pad and suck up a little juice and hear a little wax and go a little crazy. She said, cuckoo. So she took his wing and they split toward the pad. And got halfway there and just happened to pass the Boychin rod stove. So the Mark said, excuse me a minute, sugar. He swung in and picked up on 12 miniature-style, 3-colored, silk-tasseled, circus day children's pony buggy whips, put them under his wing, and made the pad. And they bad rapped the polecat ever stepped away. Now, why did he pick up on them 12 long, lean, thin ones? He knew this chick was a square. He knew she was an octagon head. He knew she was not with the scene, and he knew it would be the wrong thing to do to put such a square chick as she was up against such a tight stud as he was on the bed of high senseless consequence without alerting the chick a little bit, and it done bad rapped him ever stepped away. I'd actually like to give you in hip example of the Marquis de Sade's sense of humor. It's one of the stories of his humorous shots. And You know, there's a lot of times when you hear something wild, something crazy, something insane, and you see the humorous thing will reach such a high altitude that you say to yourself, man, that's no longer funny. But if it is humor, and you proceed further, instead of entering a knee gate, under the license of humor, you'll find out there's a whole new strata up there. Because humor goes in a complete circle, like the world. Humor is the oil of the soul. Here it is. There were 2 chicks and 2 studs. Sitting in the petticoats pairs, in a little gin joint, sucking up a little juice and cutting up the Marquis to say his last big party. One cat said to him, said, man, he said, yeah, that Marquis is bad. He's a wild cat. He said, you hipping me? He said, I'm hipping you. He said, what did you like on that last party? He said, I dug the seed, and he said, man, when them 12 naked chicks jumped out of that giant fishbowl and split up that cherry tree with that mad puppy dog, I said, man. Yeah, I never saw chicks jump so fast on my bone. Other cat say, yeah, he said, I like that one, but the one that really knocked me out, he said, was the one of in the big cage there with the gorilla. With the gorilla and the fawn-tail blonde. And that little old fawn-tail blonde, she dancing, ring-a-ding-ding, and the dong-dong-dong. And the gorilla, he's sitting over there digging the whole scene, ain't making move one, ain't moving the hair, see. The little fawn-tail blonde, she dig, playing the ignore for the gorilla, see. But the gorilla know the blonde know that the gorilla in there. And they're cutting up and so on and so forth, and all of a sudden, bam, the door swung open, and in stomped the stud, about 9'2", a great big cat with his face like a diamond hatchet and rings on all fingers and money falling out of his pockets. Looked like a cat with a steel rectum. Come swinging into the scene, and he shook these studs up so hard that he hit their subconscious button so strong they found themselves standing on their feet with a low bow to this cat, joined the table, never dug him before in their born days. Turned out to be Prince Minsky. Prince Minsky was the cat who had been with it. He gave it away. He took it back. He put it down. He picked it up. He jumped it. He trumped it. He ripped it. He wrapped it. He tapped it. He sapped it. He rigged it. He rigged it. He digged. He danged it. He donged it. He blanged that. He jumped around. He split it. He made all the scenes there was to make. And this cat is not spending his money.
Jesus Christ.
He's coming on like Vesuvius reaching for Pompeii. He's blowing his gold. And the number 6 busboy, they're waiting on the number 2 waiters picking up 1,120 damn $296 a minute in short change, so you know the giant is jumping. And this big steel-tailed Minsky, he's standing there sucking up all his juice and blowing all his gold around. Finally, he turned to these 2 pretty little chicks and these 2 wild studs. He said, you know, I'll dig you 2 chicks and you 2 cats. So you look like you with it all the way. So we dig you too, sir, because you know how to live. You know how to lay your gold down. Man, live it up. That's what we say. Yeah, he said, that's right. So I got a big party pad over the hill here. Everything have a good time with. He said, how'd you like to join me out? They said, how long can we stay? He said, long as you like. So they paid the tab and split out of the joint, and these 2 studs and 2 chicks. They're expecting this wild stud to call a golden chariot and and the 12 horses and outriders and all that jazz. Instead of that, he turns out to be a Mohegan head and takes right off through the mother primeval and does about 19 tail-breaking miles over hill and dale. And if you turn them loose an hour after you started, they never found their way back, so they forced to go with the cap and finally come to a black lake with a blue boat on it. So Minsky say, get in. Now, these cats is all shook up. Their pants is ripped, they're flipped, they're torn, they're hungry. They are so hungry. They eat a caterpillar sandwich like you and I make ham and eggs. They are starving to death, but they're with this mad mother and they don't want to, make no damn trouble with them. So they're with him, and these two studs in the front of the boat, Minsky takes the tiller and goes, boom, the boat shoots out in the middle of the lake. Two cats standing up. He said, man, oh, man, I'm so hungry. He said, you hungry? I'm so hungry, I'm about ready to die. I said, your body aches? I said, my body aches so bad. I said, I don't know how. He said, what do you do? The cat's cool. He said, he ain't made no bad move yet. No, he ain't no bad move. He ain't no bad move. The cat's all right. I said, what's that out in the water? It looks like a cloud tied to the water. So the cat said, man, can't you see? He said, what you mean? He said, that's a wall. And it was a wall. It was a wall about 1,192 foot high, a cloud-pushing mother, God knows how thick, with a small uranium door in it, you know what I mean? And the boat slided, and old Minsky take his big old long stalk leg, and boom, he kicked that brick button, the door swing over, they go through, boom, boom, that mother slammed like doomsday's beat. And they finally come to another big deep underground, boom, that one slammed. Come to a drawbridge, up, down they cross, up, back. Now they come to a wall so tall, take 17 French acrobats to see the top of this mother. With a small rang-a-dang door in it. And opened that door, and they slipped through, and boom, boom, that mother slammed. And the minute he did, he turned to them, and he said, I'm the baddest cat in this whole world. Said, there ain't nothing I ain't done. He said, I'm a cross-sorter and a hanger-up and a slip-slider and a double-dealer. He said, I made every mother bad move there is to make. He said, I've done in my brother, I've done in my sister, I've done in my done-ins. But I've been all over this here world studying scientifically how to be a bad cat. But he said, you my buddy cat, sit down. Boom, and they did. And the minute they sit down, they did a real wild take. Because they found out that the chairs they were sitting on was composed of skeleton bones. So they all did a four-way ding take on him and say, I ate them cats last week. Well, he said, I suppose you boys is hungry. Say, if you ready, we ready. But if you ain't ready, we ain't ready. But if you is ready, we is ready. But if you ain't ready, we ain't ready. He said, well, I got a big feast prepared for you cats. He said, I know you're hungry. He said, we is hungry, sir. There ain't no line about that. Well, he said, I know you gourmet. He said, we do enjoy good food. Well, he said, might as well go in and dine. Come with me. So I opened the big old door in his room, about 40 feet wide and 85 feet long, in the middle of which stood a banquet table that was loaded with goodies city. It had 122 Japanese ring-ding dinners and 177 Christmas dinners and 22 birthday dinners and Chinese lungao and chango. All them goodies just steaming. These guys took a bang of that, almost passed right out on their step. They were flipping. And about 27 chicks naked as jays, swinging uranium trays and ding-ranium trays and hoorunium trays, putting more goodies on this table. So old Minsky, this big steel-tailed stud, he walked down the end of the table, he's standing there. They standing over to the right-hand side of the table, about 4 feet away from it, and about 6 feet away from the wall. In back of him was 5 chairs. So big old Minsky, he looked over, see these 5 chairs, and said, chairs, come here. Chairs went, So he said, sit down. Boom, they did. And when they sat down, they really did the take to end all takes. Because they found out that the chairs they were sitting on was composed of chicks carefully woven together. By the time Minsky said, table, come here, whole table went. They look at the table, they find out the same gig is going there, but by this time they are so hungry, they're so starved, to get something in the belly, make the brain work. That's all. Get some fuel going there, make the wheels turn. Don't worry about a thing. You got all this food. We're going to eat. We'll talk it over later. So Minsky sit down here, and by this time he's knocked out about 9 bottles of juice. He said, well, what you think it is good? They said, crazy, so crazy, insane, crazy, never smelled anything so aromatic and on my bones. They say, insane, crazy. He said, well, I know you gourmet head. So I got something prepared for you. This is wild. They say, we know it, sir. And he said, furthermore, let me hit you to this. They said, what's that, sir? He said, you see all these goodies on this step? They say, yes, sir. He said, you see all these culinary effects with the 7 decks and all the wild colors? They said, yes, sir. He said, well, I'm going to hip you further that when you take your first bite, you ain't going to dig it. But surely enough, when you take that second bite, you're hooked. They said, we know it, sir. He said, each and every piece of great, crazy food that you see on this table is composed of one thing and one thing only, the human flesh. I said, I suppose it can't be no different than stuffed chicken. He said, pass me that rumble small boy over there.